Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about one more constraint which is not null. So for that, I have already created one program. So let's walk through it. So in this program, firstly we are declaring one constant variable. So my constant variable name is SQL state underscore valid. This variable I am using for validating the query whether it is executed successfully or not. Okay, so we have stored it as 5 times zeros. Then below to this we are setting the commitment control. So to keep the changes permanently, we have set the commitment control as star none. Okay, for now you can understand like to make the changes in your table, you have to set this option as star none. Later we will discuss other options also, like how we can use star CHG and other options, right? But for now we will use only star none. Now below to this, we are executing one query which is for creating the table create or replace table emppf, and my first column name is empid, which is of integer type, and my second column name is employee name, which is of type character 30. Here we are using the new constraint which is not null. So why we use this constraint? So suppose if there is any requirement where we want to fetch the data from user, but we want to restrict the user to not insert to not insert any null value. It means if user is not passing any value, then it will be considered as null value. So we have to force user to insert anything into that particular column, and that user are not supposed to pass any blank value to it. Okay, so in that case we will use not null. Fine. So if I have specified not null on emp name column, then it means it will accept only values. If we are not passing any value, then it will generate error. Okay, so by doing this query, it will create a table with these columns which is having not null as a constraint. Below to this, we are just checking the SQL state. If SQL state underscore valid, then we will print the message table created successfully. If SQL state is 01567, which means table is created but not journal, so we will get this message only because we are not doing any journaling. And then else, if both the condition are false, in that case it will print the SQL state and print the message query ended with an error, and end if and star inlar equals to star on. So let's compile this program. Before calling this, let me delete the existing one, although we are using the replace keyword, but still I will go and delete this empf and have removed this. Fine. So now we will call this program. So it will give the message table created but not journal. Although we are using replace keyword here, so there is no need to delete the table manually, but still I have deleted it just to make sure that everything is going fine. So it is created. Now what we will do, we will go to the another session for doing the query. So I am doing the query, select star from Sharmit1 slash empf. So you can see this table is created with 2 columns. So now we will try to insert some data to it. So firstly we are inserting both the data, which is employee ID and employee name. So employee ID is 123 and employee name is Sharmit. If I hit enter, it accepts the data, and if I do the select star from again, then it is showing 123 and Sharmit is inserted. So my next question is, will it accept duplicate data? Yes, it will accept. So if I hit the query again, then it will accept the data because we are not using primary key. Here we are using not null. So there is no required, means we can insert duplicate data as well. Fine. Now we will check the property of not null. So let's say this time I have decided to skip this employee name field. I don't want to pass any value to it. So will it accept? No, it will not accept because we have set the not null on that particular column. So it is giving the message not null, null value is not allowed in column or variable emp name. If you want to check all details, you can press F1 here, then it will show null value is not allowed in column or variable emp underscore name. Okay, so this is the property of not null constraint. Like we are not supposed to leave we are not supposed to skip that particular column if we are inserting any value to it. Okay, So if you are using not null on any of the column, then you have to pass any value to it, otherwise it will give error. So this is all about not null constraint. You can slightly, it is similar to primary key. In primary key also we are not supposed to pass null, means if we are not supposed to skip that column where we are passing the primary key, but there was also one condition that we are not supposed to pass any duplicate value. But here in case of not null we can pass the duplicate values, but there should be something in that particular column while inserting. Okay, so constraint you can learn in this comparative approach, like you can check what thing we can do with primary key and what we can do with constraint, unique constraint and this not null constraint. So yeah, that's all for this session. I hope everything is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.